Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Super Mario Galaxy. It is now time to dive back into Sea Slide Galaxy for our next Hungry Luma location. Yeah, in this episode we are actually going to wrap up the rest of the Hungry Lumas, and we are jumping back into the Silver Stars of Sea Slide. Alright, so once you have swam your way through the galaxy to this point, you will see a Hungry Luma right next to the cannon that you previously used in the mission here. He's going to require a measly 40 star bits. Go ahead and feed this guy up and get him all stuffed. It is time for him to transform into... You probably guessed it. A new planet was born. Yes, he transforms into a new planet. So what we're going to do is actually jump back into the cannon. And instead of shooting over there to the star shroom to get that silver star up there, we're going to head over here to this new planet consisting entirely of disappearing platforms. So yes, we have another little puzzle here, and we are collecting musical notes once again. We are focusing on pretty much what you want to do here is try to aim for kind of walking in a straight line as far as you can go. And then of course, once you have used up all the platforms in the line, you want to go ahead and turn or just head into a different direction. As you can see, we're making quick work of this. We have pretty much about half this thing just demolished right now, or pretty much disappeared, I should say. But that's pretty much all there is to this one. This is probably one of the quickest power stars you can get in the game, at least within the Hungry Luma bunch of stars. So not too difficult. So yeah, really a lot of the Hungry Lumas are really not complicated missions. It's mainly just involving finding the Hungry Lumas. And I kind of like that idea. Just being able to kind of locate them and find these secret stars. But now that we have disappeared all of the platforms, you can see it's a nice giant empty space. And all that's left to do is a nice little long jump around. And we can fall in to grab our power star. Very nice. Alright, so the next Hungry Luma location is actually going to be in Toy Time Galaxy. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So it is now time to go back into Mario Meets Mario. Alright, so once you have blasted off from the launch star off of the train at the very beginning of the galaxy, we of course arrive back at this location where you collected star chips in this mission. But now... try not to get shot by that laser as I just stood there because I just got distracted for a quick second. It's okay, it's fine. But now what we want to do is actually climb over here, avoiding these electrical balls, because the last thing we want to do is get electrocuted by these things. That would not be good. As you can see, right here we have another Hungry Luma, as long as I avoid death before I get to him. And he is going to require a total of 50 star bits. Not too bad, except we are short about 3. So I need to actually go back over here. Try not to die because I'm literally a hit away from death. Mom, you avoid this Mecha Koopa. Take the coin within him to gain me a little bit of life. I like how I'm taking I'm taking things from these guys to gain myself extra life, even though I just wasted it right there. Wow. What a joke I am. But anyways, we have enough star bits. Let's narrowly get to this guy before we die. And we'll feed him up, get him all stuffed. And he is going to transform. And you guessed it. I'm sure you can figure it out by now. He's going to transform into a new planet. Dun, da, da, da. And now we have another location to blast off to. So yes, so Toy Time Galaxy, you thought it was over. It's not. But yeah, that's another thing I wanted to kind of point out is a lot of these galaxies have, of course, hidden areas where you thought, you kind of think you're exploring most of the galaxy in the main story, but turns out there's still more to explore. So here, these guys actually are called Tox Boxes, the cube versions of the Thwomps. These guys actually fun fact, they were actually first introduced in Super Mario 64. They actually appeared in the Shifting Sandland, so that's a nice little throwback and a little return of these guys. They look a lot better in this game, I think. They're just kind of creepy looking, but yeah, basically just a cubed versions of the Thwomps. But anyways, what we want to do here is basically light up all these power switches. Or flip switches, I should say. We want to go ahead and turn on all the flip switches on this planet. And as you can see, we have shifting gravity. So of course you are pretty much going to be aiming to look for all the flip switches, and you have to pretty much explore this entire planet top to bottom, searching all the different sides. That way we can find all the flip switches, and that'll actually allow us to get the power star. So again, not too complicated. A lot of these missions I really think are well thought out, especially for these being kind of like hidden and extra power star missions. And we'll actually be getting into more hidden stars that are just kind of located randomly throughout the galaxies as well as the Hungry Lumas. I wanted to kind of knock out all the Hungry Lumas in a row, so that way they're all done together. And I can show these all together. But now we have made it over to this side. We have some moving spiked edge platforms that we want to narrowly avoid. And we have some more flip switches to turn on, of course. And again, I love the utilization of the shifting gravity, because it looks like you can fall here. And I think I remember when I first played this mission as a kid, I thought I was able to fall a lot easier than you actually are. I'm pretty sure it's actually almost impossible to fall off these. As you can see, I'm jumping from one platform to the next with like no issue, because the gravity is pretty much going to pull you in whichever direction you're jumping from. Whether you're on the side of it, you're on top of it, the bottom of it, it's really hard to tell because you rotate around this thing so many stinking times, you really don't know what side of it you're on, and that can kind of get confusing, but it isn't that big a deal as long as you don't get hit by those spike things. But he hit me into that flip switch, and that was the last one. So now we get a power star, and of course it's conveniently placed all the way over there. I guess more inconveniently placed, because they are jerks and they want to make you work for it, like we haven't already done that before. But I'm going to quit complaining and go ahead and grab that power star that I have finally earned. We'll just kind of ignore this gear mode guy awkwardly and jump over here to the middle section, because that's where we need to go. Walk down here, take our trampoline. Just kidding, we're not going to. And go all the way over to the block and grab the power star. And jump. Nope. Try that again. And here we go. Power star is ours. Up next, we are going to make a nice return to Melty Molten Galaxy for the next Hungry Luma location. And we are jumping back into the Sinking Lava Spire, the very first mission of the galaxy. Alright, so now that once you have wall jump up to this area, right before you sling over to the volcano, you want to actually take the sling star again over to the volcano, and then of course take that one, and then instead of taking that launch star right away, you can allow yourself to fall inside of the volcano. So yes, you are now able to explore the volcano, and if you hit the switch, look at all these star bits. So yes, you get a lot more star bits in the volcano. So if you do not have enough for the Hungry Luma, which I believe he only requires, I think 50, 60? Actually, it might be 80. But again, we get to see the nice little volcanic eruption there in the background. And of course, below us there. I love that. But anyways, the Hungry Luma is going to be right here. So I think he is going to require 80. Let me see here. Hey, you got any tasty snacks? Purdue. Yes, so he's going to require 80 star bits. So yeah, that's a nice little trick. So if you do not have enough star bits, or you fall short a little bit, make sure you jump into that volcano to gather as many as you can there, and you should easily get most of them from the volcano. But he is going to transform once again, and I'm sure you have no idea what it's going to be. We've not seen this before or anything. Another new planet. Yes, so these Hungry Lumas are pretty much all going to transform into planets. I think every single one of them do, including the ones in the Comet Observatory. But anyways, we have a nice new planet made of lava here. Nice little lava ball type planet. What we want to do, of course, as you can see, the lava moves up and down. You want to make sure you kind of stay on these like whitish parts of this planet, so that way you avoid the rising lava. And now we are on a mission to collect silver stars. So yes, so the 5 silver stars are going to get us another power star. Again, another easy power star mission. I'm going to avoid these little cinder guys that are getting in our way. They helped us out before. They helped us light some torches and some other stuff in some previous missions, but now they're in our way again. But yeah, kind of like I was saying, these Hungry Luma missions are pretty easy. It's just a matter of locating and seeking out the Hungry Lumas. Most of them are really easy to find. It just kind of takes maybe some backtracking or some additional exploration in the galaxies that you've already explored. But now we are going to go ahead and see if we can find the rest of the silver stars, and that'll get us the next power star. Go ahead and get some more star bits out of this, because we're going to, of course, need more for the other Hungry Luma we have left to find. And we're actually almost done. And it's nice to see these fireball blocks return. Nice little challenge here. As we're avoiding the lava, we're also avoiding the fireballs. But we'll go ahead and grab our 5th and final silver star, because then they will form another power star, and that is it for this mission. Simple as that. Go and avoid these little blue guys. Make sure they're not in our way. Wait for the lava to go down, and we will collect our reward. Moving right along. Alright, so we are now going to make a return to Dusty Dune Galaxy. This is actually where our final Hungry Luma lies, and we're going to revisit blasting through the sand. Okay, so after you've taken care of the Poke Plant and the Poke Heads in that beginning section of the galaxy, you're going to want to take the launch star once again over this way. Now we have this sand platform that we've seen before last time we were here. As you can see, once you get to this part with the boulders, instead of going that way where that sling star is, you want to go down here on the downside of this platform. And you will find your next and final Hungry Luma right here. And he's going to require a measly 20 star bits. This is the last one we have to feed, and he's only requiring 20 star bits. This guy's cheap, he's affordable, he's generous, and he's going to transform. Into a new planet, and it is conveniently a nice little pyramid. So very, very nice to see that. Again, reminds me of great memories back in Super Mario 64 from Shifting Sandland, when you had I believe there was a section where you had to explore a giant pyramid as well. This time we're going to go ahead and float right over here, jump into this pipe, and we are now inside of the thing. So this time we have a little bit of a different challenge here. So as you can see, we have a bunch of coins here. But we are also collecting more silver stars once again. So a lot of silver star missions for the Hungry Luma missions. I kind of like that. Kind of seems a little bit repetitive, but it's a nice little challenge because each one has a different challenge that they consist of. So it's kind of nice to kind of be able to take that on as well. But as you can see, we have rising sand here. So you want to kind of quickly move as you're collecting the different silver stars that you'll pass. And as you can see, those green bars, once you step on those, they turn pink. It will basically activate the sand, so that way you can maneuver throughout the pyramid, collecting all the different silver stars. Now this one can get kind of challenging because it's a matter of, you might end up in an area where you can't really access or get to the next silver star very easily, and you kind of have to wait on the sand to go up and down. You might have to hit the switch a couple different times. As you can see, we have to kind of wait right here. Not too difficult. It can just be a little bit of a time-consuming mission, but again, we've done the silver star mission plenty of times, but it's nice to kind of see a little added challenge though. I do like the rising sand, and again, it reminds me a lot of Shifting Sandland from Super Mario 64, except a little bit of a spin on this one. But now we have 4 silver stars. We have just one more left to collect. And I bet any amount of money, it's over there on the right, and I don't think I can really quickly access that part without maneuvering a little bit. Let me take a look here. Some more coins, and yep, there it is, encased in crystal right there. That's our 5th and final silver star. We are so close to the power star, I can almost taste it. We're almost there, and this is the final Hungry Luma galaxy, or I should say mission. But after this, we're actually going to be taking on a lot more hidden star missions. Yes, of course, there's a lot more hidden stars. Kind of spread out randomly throughout the other galaxies that we've taken on already, and we have to go revisit some more to find those as well. But I just want to kind of course, knock out the Hungry Lumas all in one shot. That way, I just like it for organizational purposes in case anyone's using this as a guide. They can kind of quickly kind of find like the Hungry Luma section if they want to take all those on at once. Honestly, it's kind of better to jump around because a lot of the there's actually some hidden stars coming up, like the Luigi hidden stars we have, where Luigi will kind of be hidden throughout different galaxies. We have to rescue him. It's actually a smarter idea to kind of take those on earlier on, because sometimes it can take a little bit for Luigi to send you the basically the letter that he sends you, letting you know where he is, because we got the first letter, of course, way back in Ghostly Galaxy when we rescued him the very first time. I just kind of put it off because I wanted to kind of take this part on first. But I do actually recommend taking that first one on a little bit earlier on than I did. That way you have time between missions where he will then send you the next letter, because it can take a little bit of time because he doesn't send the letters right away. But anyways, I rambled on enough about some of the other stars we're going to be taking on in the future. But once we get to that point, it'll make a lot more sense kind of when I take those hidden stars on. Anyhow, we are now getting closer to the 5th and final silver star, and we're about done here. Just gotta wait for the sand to kind of do its thing. And we'll kind of patiently wait for it to do its thing as we maneuver the rest of the pyramid. I know patience isn't my strong suit, but, you know, in this scenario, we're gonna have to just do a little bit better, I guess. And wait for the sand to move, and I think we're pretty close now. Could be right along here somewhere. Now we're getting closer. Have another switch to hit there. And yeah, so what's nice is once you get to the top here, there's parts right there where you can kind of avoid going through like the middle section. You can kind of walk around those walls. But here is our final silver star. And of course, they will all form another power star. But this time, it is a green power star. So yes, so that'll do it for the rest of the Hungry Lumas. Starting in the next episode, we are going to take on the rest of the green power stars. There's a total of 3. This is the first one. So we have 2 more left to find. I will see you all next time when we do just that. See you later.